So here he is, the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world. This man ubiquitously regarded as the top 85er at present. Some people believe this is the greatest middleweight of all time. He certainly does, and he has goals even beyond that. He wants to be one of the greatest mixed martial arts athletes of all time, and in order to preserve that goal, this is a title defense, simply put, that he's got to have. Till the tape for this middleweight championship fight. So 3 years the gap in age between these two fighters, and they both possess a similar height and reach. All right, now for the particulars, he is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon, Dan Mergliata. This is the moment UFC fans around the world have been waiting for. Live.
When you put a former champion known for chaos inside the Octagon, one of the most relentless grinders in the division, you don't get a slow burn. You get immediate tension. That's exactly what happened when Charles Oliveira and Mateusz Gamrot collided at UFC 326. From the opening horn, the contrast in styles was crystal clear. Oliveira, the former lightweight king, walked forward with that loose, unpredictable rhythm. Hands low, chin high, inviting danger. Gamrot, composed and coiled, circled cautiously, switching stances and looking for that first-level change. Oliveira fired the first real statement, a stabbing front kick to the body followed by a whipping right hand. Gamrot answered instantly with a lightning-fast double-leg attempt. The crowd erupted as Oliveira snatched for a guillotine mid-scramble, a reminder that taking him down is often more dangerous than standing with him. Gamrot stayed calm. He rotated to the outside, slipping his neck free, but Oliveira transitioned beautifully, threatening with a Darce choke before they scrambled back to their feet. It was only 2 minutes in, and both men had already shown their world-class weapons. On the feet, Oliveira's Muay Thai began to flow. Sharp elbows in tight space. A slicing knee up the middle. Gamrot tried to crowd him against the cage, grinding his forehead under Oliveira's chin, but Oliveira punished him with short uppercuts and knees to the body. Every time Gamrot committed to a takedown, Oliveira made him pay with strikes or submissions. Halfway through the round, Gamrot found his rhythm. He timed a perfectly set-up single leg off an Oliveira right hand and drove through, finally securing top position. The Polish contender immediately went to work. Heavy shoulder pressure, tight control around the hips, short elbows to keep Oliveira honest. But Oliveira has built a career off his back. He opened his guard, climbing his legs high, threatening a triangle. Gamrot postured carefully, aware of the danger, and tried to pass. Oliveira used the space to create a sweep attempt, nearly reversing position before Gamrot scrambled free again. The pace was insane, high-level grappling exchanges that left no room for error. Back on the feet, Oliveira turned up the aggression. A left hook snapped Gamrot's head back. A spinning back elbow grazed the temple. Gamrot absorbed it and responded with crisp combinations, jab, cross, low kick, before diving once more for the hips. The final minute of round one was a war will. Gamrot pressing forward, Oliveira firing knees up the middle. One knee landed flush, forcing Gamrot to stumble briefly, but he powered through, clinching and driving Oliveira into the cage until the horn sounded. As they returned to their corners, the momentum felt split. Oliveira had landed the more dangerous shots. Gamrot had controlled position. It was a classic striker versus grappler dynamic, except both men could do everything. Round two began with even higher urgency. Gamrot wasted no time, shooting early and chaining takedowns together. Oliveira defended the first, but the second attempt forced a scramble that ended with Gamrot briefly on top again. This time, he tried to pass the half guard, but Oliveira locked onto a leg, threatening a knee bar. Gamrot yanked free, rolling away just in time. Back standing, Oliveira started targeting the body heavily. Teep kicks, long hooks to the ribs. Gamrot's pressure slowed ever so slightly. Oliveira sensed it and stepped forward with a brutal combination. Right hand, left hook, knee. Gamrot answered with heart, firing back and landing a clean overhand that momentarily stunned Oliveira. The former champion smiled, that signature reaction, and waved him forward. The pace refused to drop. Strikes, shots, scrambles, clinches. It was high-level lightweight violence at its finest. As round 2 closed, both men were breathing heavier, but neither was backing down. The chess match had turned into a firefight, and the fight was only heating up. Round 3 opened with urgency written on both fighters' faces. This wasn't just about winning exchanges anymore. It was about breaking the other man's will. Gamrot came out pressing forward, clearly instructed to increase volume and secure control. He shot for a double leg early, but Oliveira sprawled hard and punished him with sharp hammer fist to the side of the head. Gamrot adjusted mid-shot, transitioning to a body lock and briefly dragging Oliveira down near the fence. But again, Oliveira proved why he is one of the most dangerous submission artists in MMA history. Off his back, he instantly attacked. He threw his legs high, hunting for a triangle choke, then switched to an armbar attempt as Gamrot tried to posture. The scramble was lightning fast. Gamrot spun, barely escaping the submission, but in doing so, he gave up top pressure and allowed Oliveira back to his feet. That escape cost Gamrot energy. Oliveira began to find his flow. His striking loosened. The combinations grew sharper. A stiff jab snapped Gamrot's head back. A crushing knee to the body forced him to reset. The damage was beginning to accumulate. Midway through the round, the pivotal moment arrived. Gamrot shot again, perhaps out of habit, perhaps out of necessity. Oliveira timed it perfectly. As Gamrot lowered his level, Oliveira unleashed a brutal flying knee that connected cleanly with the jaw. Gamrot collapsed to a knee, stunned. The arena exploded. Oliveira swarmed with controlled aggression. Not reckless, calculated. Short elbows, precise punches. Gamrot tried to recover, reaching for a leg to survive, but Oliveira circled off and forced him back to canvas. From top position, Oliveira rained down heavy ground and pound. Gamrot defended intelligently, rolling and trying to create space, but every movement exposed him to more damage. A slicing elbow opened the cut. Blood began to flow. Still, Gamrot refused to quit. He managed to scramble back to his feet, but his reactions were slower now. Oliveira sensed a finish. A sharp left hook landed flush. A right hand followed. Gamrot wobbled. Oliveira closed the distance and unleashed a final barrage. Knees in the clinch. Uppercuts inside. Then a vicious elbow that sent Gamrot crashing to the mat. The referee stepped in. It was over. Charles Oliveira stood tall once again, proving that his combination of fearless striking and elite submission threats remains one of the most dangerous puzzles in the lightweight division. Gamrot showed heart, durability, and relentless wrestling. But on this night, Oliveira's timing and killer instinct made the difference. As the crowd roared, Oliveira climbed the cage, shouting a message to the division. He had faced pressure. He had survived grappling exchanges. And when the moment came, he delivered. UFC 326 wasn't just another fight. It was a reminder that at lightweight, chaos can be a weapon, and few wield it better than Charles Oliveira.